Hey everyone, I'm Jessica with Pencil First Games, and today we are taking a look at Vineyard, a winemaking game, and in particular, the solo mode for this, where we are going up against the best solo opponent there may be, Aunt Mabel. So we will take a look at how this solo mode works, along with a full solo playthrough. Let's dive in and see if I can make better wine than Aunt Mabel today. Setup for the solo mode is very similar to the multiplayer game. You will have this beautiful vineyard with everything set up in this main board area, the same. I also have my player area over here, which is set up the same. I have my heart tokens, I have my action cards that I'm going to be using to make some wine and participate in those different steps. And then I'm also starting with 2 coins. If you would like to change the difficulty level, there's ways to do that by starting with more or less coins. We are starting at the normal difficulty level. Aunt Mabel can be tricky. Now for Aunt Mabel, the solo opponent, she is going to have her own deck of cards that looks like this with these lovely backs. And these are what she will use to determine which friend she's moving around and which action she will take. We'll see how all of that works with some sample turns and also a full playthrough here. The other thing to keep in mind is that she will only use heart tokens. She is not going to collect anything other than moving around those heart tokens and gathering star tokens. So we are trying to beat her in order to win. If we have more points, it's a win. It's tricky, but we can do it. Another thing to keep in mind for Aunt Mabel in the solo mode is that when truck cards are scored, Aunt Mabel does not score for those barrels or any of that criteria. But if we have a card that is talking about the majority of hearts on barrels, she may affect how that plays out. So she's going to be earning star tokens throughout play, while I am going to be earning a lot of those through truck cards and a couple of other neat plays. We are going to see how that all plays out here, though. And I am the starting player. Aunt Mabel may go second. Well, she will go second. That's how this is playing out. So let's get started and see if I can pull off a win here. I'm excited. Alrighty. So the first thing to take a look at here is what we have set up in the vineyard, what's in the field, the different train cards, what wines are available to make, and then also looking at our scoring objective with the truck card, which again, Aunt Mabel will not score on. This is saying that I score an additional 2 stars if you have the same number of hearts on each loaded wine, meaning I need 1+, and we're going to be loading 4 barrels. So I want to get those stars if I can, but I also want to make sure that this process is moving along and I am making some cool decisions here as I use my actions and hopefully upgrade them with some of these improved action cards or potentially upgrade some friends. So on my board, Greta has the harvest specialty and she starts off with her first upgrade unlocked, which makes harvest pretty good. I'm just looking at it right now and I don't think I want to harvest just yet. I do see an opportunity to set up something cool with cultivate though. So I am going to play my cultivate card. Let's have Tomas head out over there. So he is right here. We will take him and he will head over out of the paperwork space where he starts from. And I am going to do cultivate. This one allows me to do that kind of slide puzzle thing where I can move some grape tokens around if I want to, and I do. So what I'm going to do is I am going to pull out this one right here. This is the optional slide puzzle. I then move this one here, and I'm going to stop. I'm going to put this one here. Then I get to choose a row or column to cultivate, and I am going to choose this middle column. So I will flip all of these over, and then I get to add 2 hearts there. I am going to add my hearts to both of these wilds. And that is my turn. So then let's see what Aunt Mabel will do. Did I shuffle these cards? You know what? I'm not sure if I did. Let's give them another quick shuffle. This is the winning shuffle right here for myself. Let's hope so. All right, so we're going to take a look at her card. and kind of see how that plays out. I will note that these are some of the prototype ones. We updated these a little bit. They look like this, but this is a nicer cardstock, so I'm using these. There's just some reminders that I'm going to go through on here. So first, on the top, that is Joe. We're going to look at that friend and see if he can take the first action here that has a fully open space. So what does fully open mean? Aunt Mabel works a little bit differently in that when she is looking for an open space, she does not care if it is a large circle. Even though this can normally hold any number of friends, for me, I can still play that way. Aunt Mabel is looking for the area where there is no one. So she would not put somebody at Cultivate here because Tomas is already there. In the case of Joe, this card, the first action space is make wine, and you can see no one is there right now. So that's what she is going to do. Aunt Mabel thinks that Joe making wine is the right choice right now. And how does that work when she makes wine? She is going to look at this diagram right here, and that one says the middle crush bin and the middle barrel. So we are looking at here. She will discard any grape tokens that do not have any hearts on them. So this one is now into the compost pile. She would take one heart token from each player color, if there were any here in the crush bin, and she will add 2 of hers to that barrel. And that then moves into the cellar. And of course, she does clean up the same way that I would, so we will replace that with a new barrel. And then I need to think about what I need to do after that one. So I do know, remember, this truck card does tell me that I want to have the same number of hearts on each loaded wine. Right now I have 1 here. I don't have any on that one. And I need to age in order to make that happen. So as much as I want to harvest right now, I am going to take my age wine card and let us send, let's have Sylvie head down there. Sylvie, who's right here, she's going to come over and go to the age wine space, which then allows me to move barrels. There are none in the center, so we will move these ones once. And since I moved 2 barrels total, I get to put out 1 heart token, which I will add right here. And now I'm setting myself up to hopefully gain some points from, some extra points, I should say, from the truck card. Over to Aunt Mabel. So this one says Sylvie is going to load if she can, and there's no one there, so Sylvie is having an active time here. She's gonna head over to load. And one other thing to keep in mind for Mabel is that even if there is nothing that would happen there, she still will go to that space because in most cases, according to this handy little reference card, she's going to be gaining stars from these spaces. So at the load space, even if there's nothing there, she is still picking up 2 star tokens, which we will give her. And you'll notice that she will probably pull out ahead a little bit early, but that's all right. We can make it up for that in many different ways. So that would be her turn. It is back to me, and I am excited because she did not go to harvest, and I'm gonna have a cool turn here. Early in the game. These usually happen later when you do a lot of upgrades, but here we are. I'm gonna harvest with Greta, who has that first upgrade. So Greta is currently right here. She's gonna come up to the harvest space. And I am able to swap any 2 grape tokens before I harvest. I don't think I want to. If I did, it would be a very simple move like that, which doesn't actually change it, but it might. And so what I'm going to do is then I am going to harvest red grape tokens, which includes the wilds. Exciting times. I'm going to put it into the... I'm actually not. I'm going to put it into this crush bin over here, the right crush bin. So we're going to move all those wilds and all of those red grape tokens that I chose. That was a fantastic harvest. And you'll see I got to move through my cultivate action through there, and I got my hearts in there. Since I moved 5 total grape tokens, I get to put 2 hearts on that crush bin. There we go. Exciting. So technically I didn't use Greta's ability there, but that's okay. She's just gearing up and warming up for being a harvest expert. So at the end of my turn then, I would go in this lovely grape token bag, and we would then replace all of these. It's a lot of white grapes. And you can see how there's some of these, ooh, that's cool. Okay, that's a lot of white grapes. There's some really cool elements here of keeping track of what's in the field, watching out for what recipes are in those wines and what you can do with them. So I'm excited. I'm getting hearts out there. Let us see what Aunt Mabel will do next. So here's an example where she wants to move Joe. Normally, cultivate, which is the leftmost action she's trying to do. Normally I would do that, but since that already has Tomas there, he's really just hanging out today in cultivate. She will not go there. We will then look at the next action space, and that is paperwork, which has no one at it. So we are going to say, Joe, please head over to paperwork. Aunt Mabel has summoned you. And when she does paperwork, she is going to gain 2 star tokens. And we are then going to replace all of these improved action cards. She'll clear out the display, and we will have 4 new ones. Now, the important part there is that I can't just assume that I can reserve a card for myself or think that it's going to stay out there, because she actually may clear it out of there and I don't necessarily have it anymore. So I want to keep an eye on that, and I can see that there are harvest actions, improved action cards there that I may want to do. So I need to think about that carefully. The nice part though is since Joe is already here, I don't have to grab it yet because she won't go there. However, if you are looking at my player board, you'll see that Joe is the only one who hasn't had an action card assigned yet. So the question is, do I want to move him out of there, or do I do paperwork right now? It's a neat choice. Oh, it would be nice to make wine, but I think I'm all right because I think I'll still have a chance to do something there. So I'm actually going to do paperwork right now, and I am going to play that to Joe. Again, paperwork is unique in that the friend does not have to move, and I could also play it to someone that I've already played a card to. But in this case, I'm just going to keep Joe there and say, Joe, you're great at paperwork at this moment. So that is 4 coins that I am going to earn. I'm going to take a 5 and just trade in a 1. Then I would pick all these up, and now I have the option to spend that or invest that money in upgrades. Do I want to spend it on friends? I don't think so. I'm really excited about some of these improved action cards though. And I think what I want to do is, I like the early riser. And what this is saying is it is worth 5 coins, so I have to spend 5, and then that lets me harvest, then make wine. So I'm trying to chain together Greta's abilities with an improved action card. So I'm going to do that. So I would spend 5 coins, put that back in the supply, and then I have to replace the action card from the top icon in my deck. So that would be Harvest, which is now out of the game completely. And now I still have 7 action cards, but my Harvest ability is now better. And at the end of my turn, I would just put out a new one over there, a new improved action card. All right, I'm setting myself up for some cool stuff. Let's see what Aunt Mabel would like to do. So that is Tomas, and he is already at Cultivate. So we're going to go to the next action, which is Age Wine, which is fully open. So Tomas will come down here, head it into the cellars, and when Aunt Mabel ages wine, she gains 1 star token. So I am just going to trade these 4 in for a 5. And then all of these will move, but she does not add any of her hearts to the process. She is just aging them along, and she gained a benefit from that. Very cool. Back to me. All right, unfortunately, Greta is still in the harvest space, so I can't do my cool thing, but that's all right. I would like to make wine. And now here is a cool decision point, because make wine is open, so I definitely am going to be making wine. I want to now decide which friend to move there and how that's going to benefit me and how I can actually kind of block Aunt Mabel from getting somewhere. So what space am I okay with her going to? Actually, age wine is the one where she earns the least number of star tokens from what I'm looking at here. So I am actually going to use this on Tomas. So we're going to send Tomas over to make wine right up here. And then I am going to choose one of these barrels to make. And the interesting thing here is that I almost don't want to. Hold on a second, because I am trying to have the same number of hearts on each loaded barrel. But it's also only 2 stars. I am thinking. I actually, do I want it? No, I'm not going to do that. We're going to put Tomas back, and I'm going to say I'm thinking about making wine. But I see a better option here, and that is to go greet. So let me go and greet with Tomas. Greet is actually great when Aunt Mabel can host one of these tours. She gains 3 star tokens from that, so I want to kind of block that space. And I have an option of any of these 4 train cards. So there's one that gives me a discount on an upgrade for a friend. This one just gains me coins. This one allows me to move a heart token. And then another one lets me add a heart token to a wine in the cellars. I don't think that's that beneficial. Although keep in mind the rightmost one will always give you +1 coin. I think, however, as I'm looking at what I'm doing, I think I'm going to choose to host a tour with this train card, which is going to gain me 1 coin per location with 1 plus friend present. It says accept greet. This is again a prototype copy. We actually removed that, so it's for every location space. So that means that there are a total of 4. So I'm going to gain 4 coins. Again, I'm going to take a 5, trade in that 1. This gets discarded. And then, choo-choo, we replace this one with the next train card from this level 1. All right, that got me coins that I will later get to invest. I am happy about that. Let's see what Aunt Mabel wants to do. So Sylvie, oh, of course, she's going to just jump ahead and make wine. She knew what I was planning. So Sylvie is over here. We will move her over to make wine. And as another reminder on that card, we are looking at the middle crush bin and the middle barrel. So there's nothing in this crush bin, there's no grape tokens, there are no hearts, so Aunt Mabel is going to add 2 hearts to this barrel and put it in the cellar. And that is what she does. I'm okay with that. All right, there you go. There you go, I can make that one. Do I want to make it at this time? I do not. I almost want to age wine before I do this. Yes. I am going to age wine with Joe. He's been hanging out at paperwork for too long. Let's have him do something fun. He is going to take all his energy to move 1 barrel, which allows me to add a heart token to it. That's okay. That didn't look like a big turn, but again, I'm trying to set myself up for this truck scoring card. That's all I wanted to do that turn. That's okay. Then, well, what do you know? It's Joe again. What is Joe going to do? All right, so here's a good case. Harvest is already taken. Greet, also taken. And make wine is also taken. So in this case, we are just simply going to discard that and find out another plan. So with this one, we're going to go, Greta's already at harvest. Greta is going to cultivate. I did not want that to happen just yet. I was hoping to jump in on that, but that's all right. This is how this game goes. So let's see how Greta at cultivate, how that will work. First of all, Aunt Mabel will gain 1 star token for making that decision. And then we're going to use this diagram right here to flip over, let's see, does it want to, there we go, to flip over all of those indicated grape tokens to their mature sides, and she will add hearts to those grapes. That's going to be a pretty good move for her. These will all flip over. And then she will add a heart token to all, ooh, let's actually add it, not just throw it into the field. That one is up. You know what? That's fine. This usually goes a lot faster, but we're just carefully adding those out there. So now she has those all out there. So she's gonna start to see those heart tokens kind of flow through the process. I'm okay with that though. And I'd also like to say thank you, Aunt Mabel, for moving Greta, because what I want to do next, let's see, how do I want to do this? My problem is that I'm going to add too many hearts to this one barrel, and I don't want to do that just yet. Let's see, but cultivate. No, actually, why don't we just load the truck? Yes, I am going to choose to load right now. I'm going to load with, who do we want to send over there? I think with Sylvie. We're going to load trucks. So Sylvie will come out over here. And I can load either one or two, and I definitely want to load these two onto the truck. We're going to make it work with this little area here. Those are on the truck though, and we need 4, so I'm halfway there. And then let's see what Aunt Mabel will do. So that is Tomas. Age wine is already taken. Tomas is at greet, and load trucks are taken, so she's going to do something else. Let's see. Greta will, oh, Greta's already there too, interesting. Aunt Mabel can't make up her mind. So here we're gonna have Sylvie come make wine. And again, we have the middle, interesting. Again, nothing there, so she's gonna add 2 of her heart tokens there. And that's all that happens there. I'm all right, I'm happy with this because I really want to, yes, okay. So I think this is a good time to use my improved action card with Greta's ability. I don't know if I need her ability though. Maybe. Oh yeah, yes, actually this will be cool. Okay, all right, I got it. So we're gonna have Greta come to harvest. And before harvesting, I can swap any 2 grape tokens, which I would like to do. And I am going to swap these 2. See, I'm creating a cluster of white grapes. Then I'm going to harvest, and we're going to put those, I think we should probably, let's get this one. Let's go over here. This is like all the white grape tokens ever are now in this barrel. I harvested 4 grape tokens, so that allows me to put 2 hearts on this crush bin. Nice. Now, before I go to the cleanup step though, remember I played my improved action card, so I now get to make wine without having to move Greta. And I am going to make wine right now. And what do I want to do? I am going to make a wine. Yes. Which one do I want to make? It'll be this one. This one? Yes, so I'm gonna make it with these 2 white grapes and this one. This wild, this heart will then move on to there. These grape tokens go to the compost pile. I take 1 heart from each player color, so that's 1 of mine. I also add 1 right there because I made it, and then it goes down here into the cellars. And you can see that was a super powerful turn because of everything that I did there. We have actually used up all of the level 1 barrels. They're out there and moving along. So I'm going to actually take a level 2 one. This is what happens when you run out. And that is now hanging out there as the next barrel. We will also go refill the field. More white grapes. There are everywhere. Oh good, a sprout. Sprouts are always fun with the turning into wilds. Very good. Aunt Mabel, your move. Joe is going to head over to the load trucks area because that is empty. That will give her 2 star tokens. Nothing happens, but she is still gaining points. It's okay. It's okay. My turn. There are multiple things I would like to do. I want to do that. I want to do a great. Do I want to make a wine? I don't really want to make a wine at this time. Oh, but cultivate could be great. I think I'm going to cultivate before I do paperwork. So here's my cultivate card. I want to cultivate, and I will send Joe over to cultivate. Let's get him up here. And this is the one where I get to do that slide puzzle if I would like to, and I believe I do. So I'm going to take this one out, move this one there, and then I could move one more, but I am just going to leave this one here. I will then cultivate this middle row by flipping these all over. And I get to put out 2 heart tokens. I will put one on this wild and one on here. Very nice, if I may say so. Then Sylvie, she will not cultivate, but she will head over to load. So Sylvie's right here. That is another 2 heart tokens. So that's going to be getting her up here. And then Aunt Mabel, she knows what she's doing, but so do I, most of the time. I could make wine. No, I think I'm going to go to paperwork, and we are going to go to paperwork with, who do we want to move over there? I think we're going to go with Joe. Again, this is the unique one where paperwork kind of breaks a couple rules where it's always available. And who doesn't love paperwork? Joe clearly loves it. He's been there a lot. So I would then gain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 coins for all of my played action cards, which are now available to me again. And I now get to decide, do I want to spend those or not? Which is interesting, because that's a lot. That's 11 coins total. So I could go into these friend upgrades. I could get another improved action card, which I think I'm going to do because that wild one I love. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace... It's tricky with the wild one because I can replace any card except paperwork. And then I just run the risk of potentially using that for something that I don't want to. I think... I am going to replace my load trucks card. So this is now out of the game as I pick up this wild to replace it with. It costs me 5, and I have to keep in mind that I get to activate any location action, but then I have to pay 2 coins to do a second one. So that's neat, and I'm going to save up the rest of my coins to potentially save for something else. And then there is a new improved action card. Let's get Mabel a little more organized. My goodness, Mabel. Let's see. All right. She is going to say that Greta is going to load, but Sylvie's already there. Greet is taken. Make wine is not, though. So Greta will move to make wine. Very good. We need that card. And this one actually is missing the printed one on there, but it should be the rightmost one. Again, prototype cards. So we are going to first discard all of the grape tokens that don't have any hearts on them. She'll take 1 of each player color, put it there, and add 2. Now, an important thing to note here is that she got lucky. She's going to actually gain a star token for making that sparkling wine because it's fantastic. And this will then move into the cellar right there. We will then get another new barrel. All right. I'm fairly happy with this. But what do I want to do? I need to age. Yes, we're going to age wine to get everything kind of moving along. Who do we want to send over there? Sylvie will age wine. So that is going to move this here, and then all of these over. And you'll notice that I got to move 4 barrels total. So I get to put out 2 hearts. I definitely want to add 1 here. And I am going to add 1 here just so I don't have any issues with ruining what I'm trying to accomplish with this truck scoring card. We are very close to having that take off. Will Aunt Mabel make it happen? Soon. Let's see. Sylvie is already at age wine, but cultivate is open. So Sylvie is going to head up to cultivate. For that, that's going to be 1 star token for Aunt Mabel. And then we're going to use this diagram to flip over and mature those grape tokens, sort of in this X pattern. So a lot of those are already flipped, which is good. So she's just going to be able to do this one and this one. and she'll add her heart tokens there. Very good. Oh, okay, do I have? Yes, I do. So I'm excited. Here we go. It's time for my awesome harvest and make wine with this improved early riser card. We're gonna have Greta come over to harvest. I can swap 2 grape tokens. I might have, but I don't need, oh no, you know what? We're gonna set this up for later on. It doesn't affect anything now, but I may be able to create another cluster by planning for that. And then I'm going to choose the purple grape tokens to move down here. So what crush bin do we want to go in? We kind of want to be in different ones though. I'm going to go into this crush bin, and I'm going to take all the purple and all the wilds that are orthogonally adjacent, put those all down into here. And then since I took a whole bunch, what is that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Since I took 5, that adds 2 of my heart tokens to this crush bin. And remember, I played my improved action card, so I get to make wine at the same time. Very nice. So let's see what we want to make from here. I was hoping to make that sparkling wine for a star token, but that's okay. I think I want to make, why don't we bring through, I'm going to make this one with this middle crush bin, and I'm actually going to try to move Aunt Mabel's great hearts through the process with mine. So how that works, I have all 3. That's 2 purple and 1 wild. We'll move her heart tokens on there. I will take 1 from the crush bin of mine, and since I made that, I get to put another heart token on it, and it then goes here into the leftmost cellar. The reason, little strategy tip of why I want to move Aunt Mabel's hearts through is that she's not going to score on truck cards, and also extra hearts that are on the board at the end of the game are worth points. So I kind of want to allow her efforts and love to flow through the process at the same time as mine, not just using mine, because again, this is kind of, we're collaboratively making wine, but I am trying to make the best choices and make the best wine and get a tasting room from Aunt Mabel, whereas she just wants me to name a wine after her. But I think she's gonna have bragging rights too. So end of my turn, we will replace this barrel, and then we need to refill the fields with more grape tokens. I always like pulling from this bag because you don't know exactly what's gonna come out, and that is interesting because those are a lot, oh my goodness, all right? That's a lot of sprouts for a lot of wilds. And I'm excited because Greta is great at harvesting, so this is looking good for me. However, I need to take a moment and allow Aunt Mabel to take her turn. So with this one, she's trying to send Joe to Great, which is not going to happen. Joe, however, will age wine, which is right here. And he is going to age wine. When that happens, she will gain 1 star token for herself. And then all of these wines are going to move. Now, this is an interesting point, because if I allow Aunt Mabel to load, she will actually load everything in this rightmost cellar, including onto the next truck. So at this point, I want to make sure that I am set up to score for this truck, and then I want to see that level 2 truck before we start loading to see if I have somehow set myself up for disaster. So that is a pretty clear situation where I want to load trucks. Now remember, I replaced that with my wild card. So if you look here, you might say, you can't do it, but I can. So I am going to play this wild card. And who would we like to move down here? It's Joe. I am going to move Joe again. He is very active this game. And I like how you sometimes create stories about these different friends, if they're doing more, or if someone is specialized. For instance, Greta is just an excellent harvester. And I know I'm not moving Tomas, partially to block Aunt Mabel, but I'm just picturing him up there greeting every single person, and that is just what Tomas is into this game. So to load, I can load up to 2, and I am going to do so. These are all the same in terms of scoring. I obviously am not going to load that one. because I will take points away from myself. I don't want to do that. So I'm going to load this one, and I will load this one. And now the truck is going to take off. So here's where we kind of refill everything, we score and everything. So on my side, I will gain 1 star token for each barrel that I have at least 1 heart token on. So that's 4. And then again, this scoring criteria is looking at if I have the same number of hearts on each loaded wine and I need 1 plus. So I have 1 on each of those, so that's another 2. So that's 6 points for me total. Aha. You see, I've immediately started to catch up. So there's 6 for me. And then we are going to return all of these hearts to both of us. And then we are going to discard these barrels. This is also the point where we're now going to move to the level 2 of everything. So this truck card is now gone. It has taken off. Vroom! Does it need sound effects? I don't know, but I always add them. Our next truck card is a level 2 one, and it's saying score an additional 5, 3, or 1 stars if you have the first, second, or third most total hearts on all loaded wines. So this is the one where majority is going to be important. And I am lucky here in that I've kind of started to set up for that with this barrel that has a ton of my hearts on it. This is looking for 5 barrels total, so you can see we're already pretty close to getting that level 2 moving along. We'll then replace all of these barrels using just level 2s this time, as I find level 1s mixed in with level 2s. Shh, it's fine. That's why we ran out of level 1s. Blame it on operator error, or maybe it was Aunt Mabel just trying to mess with me. Classic. We will also then take out these level 1 train cards, and we're going to get to the level 2 ones, which I'll move over here, and we get 4 new ones arriving with tours for Tomas apparently to hang out with. He's the greet person. So we have now moved our trucks, barrels, and train cards, and we are now over to Aunt Mabel to see what she wants to do next. So that is Tomas. We already have someone at load, at cultivate and harvest. See, he likes the trains too much. There's all new ones. So he's like, I'm sorry, Aunt Mabel. No. Instead, Greta is going to move to make wine. So we will take her down here. And that one is looking for the rightmost crush bin over here. There are no grape tokens without hearts on them. This one's here, but it has a heart. There are no hearts in the crush bins. So we will take 2 of Aunt Mabel's hearts and put it right here. I'm just going to move this one to make sure I know that's in the rightmost cellar. We'll then get a new barrel out there. Nice. And then it's over to me. Cultivate's probably a good idea here. Making wine's good. Aging wine, I'm okay with her aging because this one has, I'm still going to be ahead with that. I'm all right. Okay. So we are going, oh, and finally, it's going to be me that does this. This is a little risky, but I'm okay. Okay. I'm going to have Tomas, finally, it's me that convinced him to stop greeting the trains to come over to cultivate. Because again, that is a large circle, so I can place multiple friends there. And do I want to move anything around here? I don't think I need to. I guess what we'll do is let's just have a whole bunch of sprouts. I'm going to take this one out. We're going to move this one here, move that there. So that's 2 moves total. I will then cultivate, maturing this middle row and adding 2 of my hearts to those. Pretty good. All right. Aunt Mabel. Tomas is immediately going back to greet. I can't make that up. That is Tomas headed back to greet. Those train cards are just too exciting for him, so he's gonna head up there. Now that unfortunately does give her 3 star tokens, so we're gonna just trade in these 2, give her another 5. And that means that we will discard this rightmost one from out of the game. Then choo-choo, we will get these over. I feel like my train noises are not good. Tomas, on the other hand, probably has excellent train noises. Okay. That's all right, though. See, as he can't get away from that. Do I want to make wine right now? I do not. So I think it's time to paperwork. I am going to have Joe paperwork. He really is like the most active, but I think Tomas has a better storyline from this game. So with paperwork, I have used 5 cards, so that's going to be 5 coins for me. Pick these all up, and then do I want to upgrade? I'm pretty happy with my action cards. I know I could upgrade them again. I am just looking at, do I think I could get ahead somehow with upgrading these friends? I almost think Greta, I'm gonna try it. So I think Greta, she's been great at Harvest. I am going to spend 7 total coins to upgrade her, again, from her lowest upgrade to highest. You can't skip. And that will cost me 7, so here is 8. And I will get 1 in change back. I'll then pick up 2 of these little checkmark tokens. There we go. And mark those off so I know that Greta is the best vineyard harvester person ever. And again, I'm still gonna save those coins. For me, extra coins at game end are worth some points, and I also don't see that anything there is really gonna help me right now. So I'm happy with that. That is my turn. Aunt Mabel, do your worst. Let's see, Greta will not go to cultivate, she will not go to greet, and she was already at make wine, so haha. Joe is going to age wine though. All right, so he will go here. That will give her 1 star token, and then these will all move along, which I'm pretty happy with. Now, I do run the risk of getting that on, and I don't have, I'm just looking at evaluating. I have 4, 5, 6, 7. She has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So even if this one goes over there and I don't add a heart to it, I have the majority. I probably want to add a heart here though, mostly because if I don't have anything on it, I don't get a point for being on there. I kind of want to jump on board. Oh, I know what we'll do though. Even though I should just age wine, I feel like this is a time for my wild improved action card. I just need to figure out exactly how I want to pull that off. Let's see. Oh, okay, all right. It's actually even cooler than I may have planned for. I am going to play this wild to Greta to send her to Harvest, which is where she has all of her upgrades. All right. Yes, please. Now, before harvesting, I can swap any 2 grape tokens. And I'm trying to set up potentially future clusters. All right. Yes. Oh, we're going to trigger so much stuff right here, and I still have a wild to do. All right. There's a lot going on here. I have made it happen. I'm excited. Okay. Calm down. I just get really excited when these things all come together and you can pull off these exciting turns. We have used that. We have swapped grape tokens. Let's actually do a harvest here. So I definitely want to use the wilds to connect up. I could either do, actually it's going to trigger on both. I want to, however, bring through these green grape tokens because we really are not getting those down here. And with the wilds, I kind of want to be in every crush bin, so I'm going to move everything over here. I'm just going to shift this down to make some room because that's right. I'm bringing in a ton of grape tokens. And actually, I want to put them up here before I make that decision because there's another ability that I have triggering at the same time, which is even cooler because that's going to be a total of 5 grape tokens. Now, normally I would just put them in one crush bin and add 2 hearts. with Greta's ability, I can put them into 2 different crush bins. And then I split those two those 2 heart tokens, and I put 1 in each crush bin I go into. This is pretty powerful, and I think that's what we're going to do. So I am going to leave, how do we want to do this? We're going to put this wild, I'm going to split them between these 2 crush bins. And I can split them however I want, so that could be the only thing that I want to do there. But no. There we go. Okay. So I've split them, and then I get to add a heart to each of those crush bins because, again, I am using an upgraded friend ability. Normally, I can't do that. Okay. Then after you harvest, you may make 1 wine. This is not the improved action card. This is actually a friend upgrade. Perfect. So she doesn't have to move. She is doing it from there. Greta is just, again, the harvest master. And I want to try to make this sparkling wine, and I can do it. I am going to actually use it from this middle crush bin. So I'm going to take, this is going to be my green grape. This is my purple grape. We're going to count this one as the red grape and then this one as the white grape. So I'm just moving 1 heart token on there. These are now composted because they have gone through the process of being crushed. They are in this barrel. I take 1 of my heart tokens and then I add 1 of mine. And for making that, I don't want to forget it, I gain a star token. And this then goes down here into the cellars. Now, you may say, you're done, aren't you? No. Because I played my wild, I can now spend 2 coins to now activate a different location action from where Greta is right now at harvest. So I could make another wine if I wanted to, which I'm seriously considering, or I could do something else. I could age wine to move to get a heart here. That's probably, is that my better bet? No, because Joe hasn't gone yet. Nope. All right, so I'm gonna, before I forget, I'm gonna spend 2, so trade this 3 in for a 1. And now we get to activate a second location. Again, Greta's doing all of this from up here. I don't know, she's got a walkie-talkie, or she just knows what's going on and she can do it from there. And I am going to actually make another wine. So I think I'm gonna make this one. It's gonna move a lot of my heart tokens through though. That's okay. Oh, wait, hold on. No, I'm gonna greet. Yes. Because even though Tomas is there with this wild ability, I don't have to move Greta. I can go anywhere and do anything. So I'm gonna choose this train card, which is just gonna get me 1 coin because it's in the rightmost space. That's just that bonus. And this one says that I get to add 1 heart to any 1 wine in the cellars, then age any 1 wine. Yeah, perfect. I got it. So first, I would like to add 1 here. And then I'm gonna age this one, which will add another heart to that one. So again, I am keeping ahead with majority, and I also now have a heart token on all of those. This still needs 5 barrels, but we're actually not too far away from getting that one. Oh yes, that was a cool turn. That was like 3 things happening all at once. So I do need to replace this one here, and also go back and remember that the field is currently very empty. Ooh, that was cool. Nice. All right. Not a lot of huge clusters there, but you know, we're still moving along here. So it's now Aunt Mabel, who may have taken a nap during my major turn there. Tomas is actually going to make wine. Amazing. He is not hanging out with the trains anymore. So we're going to go here. This one is the middle crush bin. So there are no grape tokens that don't have hearts. This, though, I will move that there. And then she will add 2 hearts. And this goes down into the cellars. Pretty good. Okay. back to me, and I need to actually regroup and think because I did not plan ahead. Ooh, greet is open. You know, those are discounts on upgrades. That's still coins though. So I am actually gonna go greet, and to stay in the narrative, Tomas. He can't stay away from those trains. And what I'm going to do, I don't need a friend upgrade. I think what I want to do is just get this one. This is the easiest tour ever. I just earned 4 coins for it. So I will take a 5 and trade in a 1. Nice. And then choo-choo. I feel like Tomas has given me, you know, he has like this polite look on his face, but you know, he's like, excuse me, I don't think you have good train noises. Okay, cool. Over to Aunt Mabel. Oh no, Tomas, will you find Tomas? He is in high demand right now. He's actually going to go to load since Greta is still at harvest. So look at him. He is now going to load. And now this is the unique thing. Again, I mentioned before that Aunt Mabel does. First, she is going to gain 2 star tokens for being at that location. And then she is going to load everything in the rightmost cellar. The reason for this is that as a player, you're not making decisions. It is just, this is what Aunt Mabel does. So she's going to load everything on here, and this truck is not going to take off yet. So we're getting there. Oh no, we lost. There we go. Lost one of her hearts, flew away. So we still need 1 more barrel for that truck to take off, but I am in a good position now to maintain the lead and gain. Ooh, I could gain 5 stars. Yes. The important thing though is I need that to happen. So let's see, I have Sylvie, Joe is already there. Do I want to? So now my decision space really is, do I want to keep moving these forward so that truck takes off quickly and I make sure that I maintain my lead and majority, or do I want to go back up towards the earlier winemaking process and kind of cultivate? I think I want to cultivate. We are going to cultivate, and Joe will cultivate because Sylvie's already there. So Joe, please cultivate. And I am going to move this one right like that. And I'm going to then flip over this row. Whoop. And I get to add my 2 heart tokens. I will add them right there. All right. Very good. Aunt Mabel, your decision. Oh, Greta will head down to age wine. She'll be right here. That is going to get her 1 star token. Is that? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll give her another 5. All right. To be fair, let's give her 2 10s. She made it to 20. Usually save the 10s for myself, but I'll sacrifice for Aunt Mabel. And then these are going to move over. All right. And you can see we are really close to getting that level 2. So I just want to check. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I will maintain my majority no matter what. I don't need to worry about aging wine. Great. Ooh. Aunt Mabel, you moved Greta. Oh, it's Sylvie that I need. For a moment, I was like, I'm going to go with Greta again, but that is another fun decision point here again, is that I need to make sure that I can actually play the card where I want to. Now, the thing though, is that I could still, yeah, I'm going to do that. I am going to have Sylvie actually be the early riser this time. I guess Greta can take a nap. Enjoy a little extra rest. So I'm going to move Sylvie over to harvest. So Sylvie doesn't have all of those extra abilities, but I still played an improved action card where I can harvest, then make wine. So it's not going to be as exciting, but it's still a good turn for me. I'm going to take these 3 grape tokens right here, these red ones, and add them right here into this middle crush bin. That's just 3, so I can only add 1 of my heart tokens, but I'm okay with that. And now I can make wine. Did I actually set myself up to make wine? I did. I am going to make this wine. Can I pronounce these wine names? Questionable, but a Cabernet Franc. Close enough? We'll say so. I'm going to use these purple grapes, and then I'm going to use these 2 red grapes to make this. So this heart token will go here. We will discard those to the compost pile. I will move my heart token from the crush bin here and add 1 for making it. Before I forget, I do gain a star token for making that. That is a reserve type of wine, and it's fantastic. So it goes down here. And that is then my turn with Sylvie. So you can see hers wasn't as exciting as Greta, who kind of comboed and used all of those, but that by itself is still pretty powerful. So let us refill the field. We put these on the immature side. Oh, this has been a pretty good game with the different types of grape tokens. And then we will get another one out here. Let us see what Aunt Mabel wants to do now. So Sylvie is already at harvest. Sylvie, though, will move to paperwork, and that is going to earn her 2 stars. And that means that all of these improved action cards then get replaced. As you'll notice, I start off with the neatest, most organized play area, and then it slowly descends into chaos. Also, just to prep for Aunt Mabel's next turn, since we have used the whole deck, we would then take these and give them a good shuffle. Again, I'm going to say, since that worked last time, this is the winning shuffle for myself. Perfect. And then it's back to me. So I've played a card to each friend, so I can play a card to anybody. I think we want to keep everything moving. So I'm going to age wine. We're going to do that with Tomas. What I'm doing here is I'm trying to open this up so that hopefully, Aunt Mabel will load these for me. So we're going to age these 3 wines. We're going to go 1, 2, 3. And I get to add 1 heart for doing that. Now the question here is, I'm going to add it to this. Yes, I think so. What I'm looking at here is what will get loaded onto this truck, and I don't know what that level 3 truck is, so we'll see if that was the right decision or not. I'm still feeling pretty confident though. So let's see what Aunt Mabel wants to do here. All right, here we go. So Greta is going to load trucks, and I will now show you. Where is Greta? Here she is. So in this case, this truck is going to take off when 1 more barrel is loaded. So the kind of tiebreaker here between these is that Aunt Mabel will choose the barrel where she has the most hearts, which is going to be this one. She has 2 here versus 0 here. She will load this barrel. Now we're going to take a pause here because she will actually continue loading, unlike a player. Before I forget though, just for loading, she does get 2 star tokens. But mine's a lot more exciting. So this truck is going to take off. It's fully loaded. I'm going to gain 1 point for each barrel that has at least 1 of my hearts on it. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do I have the majority? I do, but we'll just count again. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And Aunt Mabel has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have that. So that's 5 plus 5. And I get myself a shiny 10-point star token. I'm catching up, if you've noticed. So we would then take all of these heart tokens off, clear these away. Sometimes I wish I had multiple hands just for cleaning up this one step. So we'll take all those over here. These barrels are then discarded and they are out of the game. Let's see. Again, there's multiple steps here, so let's just go through this. This truck is now, took off. Does Tomas have car noises too? I don't know. And then we would reveal the level 3 truck, which says score an additional 3 or 7 stars if you have 1+ or 2+ on each loaded wine, and we need 5 barrels. Oh, I'm excited I made the right call because I currently have 3 hearts on each of these barrels that are lined up. All right, perfect. However, before we keep loading, we are going to actually move up to level 3 in the standard way. So we're now going to move in and just have level 3 barrels. You will note that the level 3 barrels, a lot of them have 1 or possibly 2 stars for making them. So I want to do that. And then we will get rid of our level 2 train cards. And we will go to level 3. Will this attract Tomas to the greet space? We will have to see. I have already played him there, so I will not be moving him, but we will see how that works. And then, again, like I said, Aunt Mabel continues to clear out this rightmost cellar, so this is loaded immediately. So we just need 4 more barrels, and the game will end. So you can see I need to pace myself here and kind of speed things up so she doesn't keep just gaining star tokens for participating. I need to make sure that I get everything moving along. On that note, let's move things along. And I have just make wine or paperwork left. Can I make wine right now? I believe I can. Let me see. Yes, there's a bunch of wilds over there, and I could make, well, we can make both of those, couldn't we? Yeah, we could actually make this one. I don't think it makes a big difference. However, we are going to make wine. Who would we like to send to make wine? We'll have Sylvie come over to make wine. And I am going to make, again, I said it doesn't really matter. Let's make some sparkling wine because Aunt Mabel got to make that other one. I'm going to make this one. So I will then move down. So here is green, and then I have 3 wilds. That's moving a lot of my hearts. Those go on there from these grape tokens, which will then go to the compost pile. I take 1 of my hearts and I add 1. This comes down here, but don't forget, I gain a star token for making that wine. Lovely. What comes out? Another one with star tokens. All right, well, I gotta keep moving ahead there. Gotta keep that make wine space blocked in some ways. Oh, she's gonna greet, isn't she? She is. However, it's Sylvie this time, not Tomas. I wonder if he's upset. So that is 3 star tokens for her. We're gonna trade in 2 for a 5. All right, and then that means this train card is gone. Choo-choo. Slightly better. No, I think I just get an F in train noises. In strategy, maybe better. Then it's back to me, and my last card that I have is paperwork. So my decision here is, who do I want to move? Who is the least? And it's Tomas. I mean, it's just immediately, it's Tomas. Aging wine. Mabel can do that. That's 7 coins for me. That's pretty nice. And like I said, coins are going to be worth, every 3 is worth 1 point for me at game end. And that's the unique way that I actually score versus Mabel. I'm pretty happy with my cards. I'm also happy with my upgraded friends. I am just taking a look at the Master Vintner is nice because that one lets me make a lot of wine. That's a double harvest. No, you know what? I think it's worth more to me to make the most of the combos that I've already kind of set up here. I am good. Aunt Mabel, what would you like to do? You would like to send Joe to harvest, and I honestly think that might be the first time that Aunt Mabel has harvested this game. I have just had a monopoly on that space. So she'll gain 1 star token for going to harvest. And then when we harvest, we're going to take the indicated grape tokens and move them into the indicated crush bin. And she'll also add 2 hearts to her crush bin. So we're going to do kind of an L shape right here, aside from sprout tokens. Sprout tokens, they're not ready yet, so that will stay out in the field. So we are going to just make a little room here. Let's kind of shift these down. And that means that these are all in over here. And she'll add 2 of her hearts to this crush bin. I'm all right with that. let's see. So then let's get out some more grape tokens in the fields. Okay. And then let's take a look at what my choices are here. So I now have all of my improved action cards open. Unfortunately, Harvest is taken. Greet is blocked, which is good. I think it is time to make some wine though. And I don't think, or is it time to cultivate? Oof. No, when cultivate is open, I can't not do it. I think we're gonna take, I don't want you harvesting. Do I want you harvesting? No, we're gonna have Joe. Joe is gonna come over to cultivate. I think he was just there. He's really hanging out there, just like Tomas was obsessed with trains. So, what do I want to do here? Ooh, can we shift slightly? I know what we'll do. Okay, so I am going to shift like this. And then I'm actually going to flip over this column to go 1, 2, 3. And I will add my heart tokens right there. That's it. Sometimes small turns, though, set you up for a lot of cool things later on. So Aunt Mabel, oh, she stole my move. Greta's gonna go harvest. She caught on. So Greta will move to harvest. For doing that, she will gain 1 star token. And then we are going to take, let's see, that's gonna be all of these into the center crush bin. Again, we are not going to take the immature sprout. She will then add 2 of her heart tokens here. I'm upset because I was setting up for a good harvest, but Aunt Mabel knows best, or so she says. And I will then refill the field. Is this helpful to me in any way? Oh, it is not. That's not what I wanted to happen. But you know, if she's gonna do that, then I could go make some wine. There's a ton, yeah, I see it. It's time to make wine. I am going to make wine. Who would we like to send over there? We are gonna send Tomas over to make wine. I would like to make this wine right here, this barrel, and we're gonna take it from this crush bin. So I'm gonna take this one, actually, no, we're gonna, Aunt Mabel can join us here, there. We will take a purple and this green, so that will get added. Compost pile, and then 1 of each of our heart tokens, plus I add 1 for making that, and I gain a star to, oh yes, I'm at 9, give me another 10. Another shiny 10 for me. I'm catching up, I am catching up. Okay, cool, all right, and then probably want to move it into the cellars as we were trying to do. And then I would refill that. Oh, that's a special reserve Chardonnay with 2 stars for making it. She will not get to make that, so I am okay. Go ahead, Aunt Mabel, what would you like to do? Tomas will age wine. Oh, he's just so close. He's so close to his favorite activity in this game. So Tomas is gonna head down here to age wine. That will give her 1 star token. All right, fine, that gives her another 5. All right, she gets another 10. Like I said, I like to reserve the 10s for myself, but it's all right. She's 10 points ahead, but it's okay. It's all right. That truck card's gonna be great. What am I doing though? There we go. All right, and then all of these get aged. All right, okay. All right, so can I keep making wine? That's what I'm looking for. Oh, we could. Cool, can I make it? Oh, so close. I cannot. I'm just looking at trying to make this one for extra points. We're not gonna do, all right, so we're gonna use our wild here. Oh my goodness, could I do, oh, I have another cool turn, I think. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to pull off exactly what I wanna do, but I have something cool that I can see with Greta. So I'm gonna play my wild card to Greta. We're gonna have her make wine. So none of her abilities are triggering right now. All her upgraded, nothing. Because she's at make wine, not harvest. But I have a plan for the second part of my wild. Let's just make wine and calm down. So I think I am going to make this barrel from this center. Yes. Okay. So we're going to use this purple, this green, and this red. There's 2 of them. And that will then put this here. We'll take one of Aunt Mabel's. Get those out of there. I add 1 because I made that wine. I gain a star token because that is a fancy wine. It goes down here. But again, I'm not done with my turn because I used a wild. So I'm going to spend 2 coins to activate a second different location. And in that case, I am going to activate Harvest. And when I do this, Greta is going to have her abilities trigger. All right. Because it's as if she's at Harvest right now. Cool. So I can swap any 2 grape tokens before I harvest. Can I get there? I can't. I'm trying to make a bigger cluster than is already there. I can't. That is all right though, because what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to swap these 2 grape tokens, and then I'm going to harvest these 3. Ooh, I could do, it's either green or white, and I'm trying to make you. I can see it. All right. We are actually going to harvest these 3 green grape tokens. There's a wild in there, and I'm going to put them in the left crush bin. So that does not trigger part of her ability. That's okay though. That would still let me put 1 heart token over here. So again, I took 3. But remember, Greta, after you harvest, you may make 1 wine, which I'm going to do right now. Yes. So the red one has to be this wild. Here's a purple. And then I need 3 white. So we're going to use both of Aunt Mabel's right there. There we go. And then I take 1 heart token from each player in that crush bin. I add 1 because I made that. And that is a special reserve, so I gain 2 star tokens for making that. That's so satisfying when the whole chain of events happens. See, Greta was like, I can hold down that harvest specialty from over here. Just watch. All right, so that was my turn. We would refill the field. And then we need some new barrels out here. Ooh, oh, there's 2 special reserves. They're mine, Aunt Mabel. So then she is gonna have, Greta is gonna come down to load trucks right here. So she will gain 2 stars for doing that. And there's only 1 barrel, but that's okay, because we just need 3 more. It's very close. Okay. Let's see. Can we actually get close to making a wine here? Ah, we cannot. Aging might be good, but that's gonna remove, probably it's gonna take a heart token off, unless I don't load that one. I think we are going to paperwork. And who do we want to, so we're gonna have Tomas come to paperwork. I'm gonna gain 4 coins. So I'll trade this 1 in for a 5. And then, no, we are so close to the end of the game. That's just more points for me. I'm happy. Good job, Tomas. I'm sorry it wasn't Greek. And then, oh, here we go. Greta's gonna go make wine. Of course she is. Now she's popular because she's so good at harvesting and making everything. All right, so we're gonna make over here. All right, that's not terrible. It's not great though. There is nothing going on. I cleared that out. So there's gonna be 2 heart tokens that get added here. This goes into the cellar. And she gains 1 star for making that wine. Come on, I was catching up, Aunt Mabel. Okay. All right, so now I have all my cards back. Ooh, harvest is open. harvest, harvest. How would that help? Oh, it's not what I want to do though. I wonder if, oh, I know what we want to do. We need to age wine to set myself up and make sure that I can do it correctly. Let's get Tomas back to the cellars. I'm sorry, he just doesn't get to greet those trains anymore. And then I'm gonna age all of these wines. So you'll see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if we're doing that, I get to add 2 heart tokens, and I can either decide to put those on different barrels or one of the same. I am actually gonna put it on this barrel because that ensures that in case somehow this all gets aged again, I still would be able to get the most points there. I'm planning ahead again for that truck. I want those points. Okay, that was me. Back to Mabel. It's Tomas, and it's Tomas's favorite card, except for the fact that Sylvie's blocking his favorite space. He will instead go to harvest. So over to here, checking out that field. That is going to be 1 star. And then, what are we harvesting? In a plus sign. Oh, that's a lot into the middle barrel. So that is going to be all of these. And she'll add 2 heart tokens to that crush bin. All right. So as we get towards the end of the game, though, it's important to make sure that all of my efforts are not just on all of the barrels that are going to get loaded. That's a good cultivate option. But with who? Oh. I'm going to open up Greet by sending Sylvie to cultivate. Sylvie will cultivate. And I am going to swap. Which 2 do I want to swap? How do I want to do that? We're going to swap it like this. And then I am going to mature those and add 2 of my heart tokens to these wild grapes. All right. Aunt Mabel. Oh, all right. So Sylvie is then going to go down to load trucks down here. And when she loads, she gets 2 stars. So we'll trade in these 3 for a 5. And then we're going to load up everything over here, which means that that truck needs 1 more to take off. 1 more to get there, okay? So the good news is I'm still going to have a lot of my hearts on the board there. Let's see. We could do a wild. Ooh, what if we greet and then do... Yes, here we go. Okay, so here's my wild again. I'm going to play that to Greta, and we are going to then take Greta up to the greet space. There's a couple of... No, this one's great. So she's going to greet. This is +1 because this is in the rightmost space, and this is just earning 4 for a tour, so that's 5 coins total. Yes, that is the right train card. Fantastic. It's 5 coins for me. All right, but then I have the second part of my wild action. So I'm going to spend 2 coins in order to activate a second different action. And for Greta, it's going to be harvest again, isn't it? Yeah. So Greta is harvesting with that second part of this improved action card. I get to swap any 2 grape tokens. I don't think it matters, but I'm going to do that. And then I get to, again, remember, after I harvest, I can make any 1 wine, which I would love to do if I can. Can I harvest 5 grapes? No. So that's all right, though. Let's see. What are we trying to make down here? Can we make this one? Oh, we can make it from here. So that crush bin is actually in good shape. I can just, let's put everything. Let's go grab these green grapes. Put all 4 of these over here. And then I'm going to add 2 heart tokens to this crush bin. And then I am going to make this Pinot Noir Special Reserve with the middle crush bin. So I'm going to need a white grape, a green grape, and 3. So this is 2. 3 red grapes. These go on here. These are discarded to the compost pile. I will take 1 of Aunt Mabel's heart tokens, and then I add 1 of mine. For that, I get 2 star tokens. So we will trade this in for a 5. Perfect. And then this is going to come down here. Nice. See, again, chaining together all this cool stuff. Here is another new barrel out there, and we need to refill the field. And that is, so the grape token bag is empty. So we're going to have to take everything from the compost pile. We are so close to being done, and I'm feeling pretty good. I know it looks like I'm still about 10 points behind, but remember, I am going to score a lot from this truck card. So let's just refill the field and hope that Aunt Mabel, well, if she ages wine for me, that would be fantastic. Will she, though? Doubtful. She's got her own plans. Oh, all right then. So actually, Joe is going to go age wine. Where is Joe? Joe is currently in cultivate. He'll come down here. For aging wine, she's going to gain 1 star token for that. And then all of these are going to move over. She doesn't add any hearts, though. Okay. This would be a fantastic time if I could load, or if I hadn't used my wild, but that's all right. Let's see what we want to do here. Could we make another wine? Let's take a look. I could. I'm going to make wine. Joe, make some wine. So Joe is going to come over here to make wine. I am going to make this wine from this crush bin. So we have 2 green grapes, and then these are all wild. So that's red and white. Move my heart tokens there. These go to the brand new compost pile. And then I add 1 of my heart tokens from that crush bin, along with 1 more because I made it. I gain a star token from making that one, and it goes down here into the cellars. Awesome. All right. Aunt Mabel, hold on. I shall place out another barrel. Let's see. Sylvie is going to cultivate. So Sylvie is currently down here. She will cultivate. And that is, ooh, that is a lot that she's going to put out. That's going to be this giant L shape over here. And she'll put a heart token out on all of those. Which the unfortunate thing is that is worth 3 heart tokens is worth 1 point. So that's a lot for her. That's okay. Calm down, Tomas. I hit him by accident. I really want to load trucks right now. Maybe she will, though. I think it's a good time to use paperwork, though. And where am I okay? I think Sylvie will come to paperwork. So that's going to get me another 5 coins. And again, I am not going to spend those. Saving them up. Okay. Perfect. Let's see. And then, did we never, oh my goodness, delayed choo-choo effect. I just realized we didn't replace those up there. All right, then let us see what she's going to do. Greta is going to go to that newly opened cultivate space. And that is in an opposite direction. So it's going to be these 2, 3. And I have just realized, did I not give her, for cultivating, she should have another star token. Oh no, did I forget to give her 1 before? We're going to have to check that out. If I win by 1 point, you know I cheated. No, I didn't. That's not what's happening here. Okay. So back to me. I could just end it here by loading a truck, and I think that's what I want to do. The game, so even though I'm going to load trucks with my wild, the game ends immediately, and I'm not going to be able to use that second part of this action. That's okay. Who was our hero of the day? I think it was Greta. We're going to have Greta come load all of these trucks. And by all, I mean 1 barrel to send this one off. So I'm going to load this one. And that's going to take off. So first, I gain 1 star for every barrel that I have at least 1 heart on. So that's 5 total. Let's just grab that right now. And then if I have 2+ hearts on each loaded wine, I'm going to get 7 points. I have indeed accomplished that. I have 2, 2, 5, 3, and 3. Perfect. That is 7. Give me that 7. All right, nice. That is all set. We're actually in final scoring here. So for Aunt Mabel, let's clear some of this out of here just so we can kind of see how we did. This is always the exciting part because as you saw, Aunt Mabel kind of front loads and gains a lot of her stars early on, whereas we kind of play catch up, but then there's these really cool moments where you get that truck scoring. So first what we're gonna do is, well, these don't matter, they're out, ignore. She's gonna gain 1 star token for every 3 hearts she has on the board. So let's count those up. She has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So that's 5 more points for her. You don't deserve another 10. I'm saving those for me. Okay, that's where she is. Back to me. I do the same thing. So how many heart tokens do I still have on the board? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Ooh, just shy. That's 4 more. So I'm going to trade this one for a 5. I think I beat her though. I think I got her. And then, let's see. So you might think, oh, is that it? And at this point right now, she has 43 and I have 42, but because I was saving up a lot of those coins from when I was going to paperwork, I didn't overinvest in friend upgrades I didn't use. I didn't just upgrade my action cards with improved action cards just because. I found the combos, I got there. I get 1 point for every 3 coins that I still have, and I saved up a lot. So that's 5, 10, 15, 20. That's 24. Divided by 3 is 8. So let's trade these two in for a 10. Oh yeah. So my final score is 10, 20, 30, 40, exactly 50 to Aunt Mabel's 10, 20, 30, 40, 43. I beat her. I get the tasting room. I won. Gotcha, Aunt Mabel. But you can see that score is still pretty close. If I had invested these coins in too many upgrades that I wasn't really using, it wouldn't have worked out. You saw how I kind of used that harvest ability with Greta a lot and used the wild card, but also my early riser card, both with Greta and with other friends to find those cool moments to get in there. I got to greet trains. Unfortunately, I don't know if Tomas got to greet them all the time. That's okay. I also said I wasn't sure if I gave her a star token for that one cultivate action. You know what? We'll give her 1 more, and I still won. So that was an exciting time. That was really great. Like I've played this many times. I've play tested it and everything. And I have to say, this was really, really fun. I didn't expect it to go this way. I lose against Aunt Mabel quite a bit. So winning against her is just awesome, awesome, awesome. And that is how you play the solo mode for Vineyard, a winemaking game. Aunt Mabel is a tricky one, but finding those awesome combos and those really great turns and making those happen is just so exciting. I love it, and I am always back for a rematch with Mabel. As always, thanks so much for watching and take care. Bye!